often talk about our parents, whether mom or dad, whatever. So I think it's interesting when you get to a certain point in your age when like the perception or perspective of your parents shifts. So of course we spoke about in the past of just like when you learn things about your parents, and you know
they're not heroes,
right? They're not heroes, and you accept them for flaws and all whatever. But also I feel dynamics, especially with sons, it changed where it's like, oh no, like now you could be like the teacher to the student, and you need more assistance and help, whatever. It's like, so how has aging now changed with the perception of your parents, whether either one
honestly, I feel like I'm blessed and fortunate enough. Never viewed my mom as a superhero. I always viewed her as human. I seen her do too much flawed shit in my life. If anything, the shit that I seen my mom do helped me love women unconditionally, because my sisters and my mom, the example they set was real. It was like this is women. It wasn't like a fairy tale. I didn't get to see them. I've seen my sister be married for years, had a perfect ideal life. I seen my mom be with my step-pop for almost 20 years. They didn't get them married, but we had the 2-parent household. You know, I seen my other sister get married, but I also seen them cheat. I've seen them lie, manipulate. I heard the stuff my mom said to my sisters and how to get money out of niggas and how to do this, how to do that. So as a young kid, for me, I seen the real and the raw to the point where that was my norm. So when I got older and I seen men getting finessed and they were just heartbroken, distraught about she lied and she wasn't perfect, I'm like, nigga, like what? So, because you gotta understand, women love perception. They are the queens of perception deception. Again, this is something to accept. It's not something to ridicule and tell them about themselves. It's just like, don't tear her down about it. Learn how she operates so that you can study and learn how it not to affect you. But what I mean is they are okay with shit looking good. Shit don't actually got to be good. It could just look good, and they are okay with that because they care how they are viewed. So with that being the case, my mom wasn't really like that. She wasn't the person that would care how it looked. She would just show you what it is. I didn't learn about the perception deception game until I got older and started to realize how you could meet a woman and you could think she one way, and then you get to know her, you're like, she's actually fucking horrible. You know what I mean? But everything looks so aesthetically pleasing, you know, from a distance. And a lot of men have never seen both sides of it. They have only discovered the horrible part from not even knowing that it was possible. For me, I know that side exists, so I don't judge them. I just be like, everybody got shit with them, and it's just about what shit you willing to smell. You understand what I'm saying? So for me, you know, the way I look at it, going back to the whole parent dynamic in general, I never looked at my mom as perfect. My dad wasn't around. I didn't get to know him until I was an adult. And by the time I got to know him, I did have to erase a lot of what my mom did say about him. But for me, being this forgiving guy and all this thing and just giving him the opportunity to paint his own picture, fuck with my dad. He got a good character. He's a very loving man. You know, he's growing at his pace because he did 30 years in jail. So a lot of the life that he would have lived to become mature in certain areas, he come to me, he be like, this is my son. I will go to my son for advice about life because my son has life experience that I don't have. And I respect him and his character for being able to do that. Yeah. You know, he called me for advice all the time, but that's still my dad. And then when my mom is like, my mom just real and raw and, you know, she herself. So my perspective didn't shift. If anything, I appreciated my mom more because once I started to really get to know women, I'm just like, yo, women ain't really moving like this. Like, my mom took care of 5 kids by herself. She never blamed our dad, even though she had the smut for my dad, because I think this was the only one she was actually really in love with. And I didn't learn that until I started to realize that I see them interact now. I can't say what I want to say, but I'm like, I'm collateral damage. Like, I'm collateral damage because of what y'all failed to fucking fix. But whatever, we'll talk about that and try not to do that to our kids. But the fact of the matter is, like I said, it got better because I just realized, I'm like, you know what? I appreciate the way you was. And her removing me from my dad might have been the best decision. Even if she ain't do it for that reason, he wouldn't have been a great role model. And he know that. So we all can agree that my step-pop was the man that was supposed to raise me because he was a solid stand-up dude, and I'm actually turning into him in the household when I'm on dad mode, like, because he was the person that, you know, he made me a man, you know what I'm saying? To keep it a being, for sure.
Gotcha. Yeah, my man's, he's actually staying, his mama's living with him right now, whatever, and he was talking about just, like, the dynamic of like, damn, like it's like this is my girlfriend now because she's single and I gotta help her through certain shit, whatever, this and that. And I know like a lot of like sons go through that where it's like, oh yeah, like when you kind of got to be the man in the house, even you're not in the house no more, and help your mom through certain shit, whatever, and give her money or give her advice, give her help.
They're still men, and they still women, no matter the age, bro. That's what you got to understand. I'm still listening. I was going to say we still men, and I feel like that's where I was talking about you got to cut the umbilical cord from your mom, because if you continue to have that mother-son relationship where you think she's an authority in your life, then you never become... That's saying you can't become a man, but I'm saying you never acknowledge the actual fact that you're a man. And what I mean by that is, it's like, yes, my mom is my mom, but she's a woman, meaning she still need to be led. She still need to be protected. She still need to be provided for. It don't matter in what sense of it. But when it started off as she doing all these things for you, she protecting you, she providing for you, some men keep that component. What I would suggest is having both, whereas though this still my mom, she can still do all these things for me, but I'm the man. Like, I'm really a protector for my mom. Like, my mom knows she got sons, and it's like, she know we ain't going. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, she can walk through this world understanding that I got a tribe of men that's like going to make sure I'm okay. My mom, I give my mom money. I can help. If I need to, I can call my mom. Mom, I'm in a bond. I need help. But I don't. I'm a man. My mom called me, son, I need you to. I was paying my mom mortgage at a point in time until the house got paid off by my family member. Like, I'm going to be a man in my mom's life. I'm not just her son. I'm a man. So it's like, to your friend acknowledging and going through that, he realizing like, yeah, no, we men. So when you think about your mom, don't just look at her like, oh, this is my mom. She took care of me my whole life. This is somebody I can call on. The only thing I call on my mom for is I know if I need to be emotional and all that, I can call on my mom, because this is the only woman in the world that's going to love me unconditionally.
Safe space.
This is a safe space, because, you know, and if you don't have that relationship with your mom, don't mean she got to be that for you, because everybody mom not that. But, you know, you can find that space. But this ain't about safe spaces. This is about being a man for your mom and not just being like, oh, this is my mom. She'll figure it out. She's a woman. She need guidance. Like, they still have emotions. They're women. They're not higher than your girlfriend in terms of
Moms
maturity.
is not a separate species.
No, it's not a separate species. That's a good word. It's not a separate species. She's a woman. Your daughter, your wife, your mom, they're all women. Your sisters. And if you understand that as a man, you will learn how to deal with all of them. Like, okay, they're women. So when I look at my kids and how they act and how they react, I'm like, okay, I got to realize I'm raising women. This is women math. This is girl math. But it's a little bit more of entitlement because these are my kids. So it's a little different. This is my